So, good evening. I will open the phone lines just now, so that you can. Yesterday I spoke a lot about the Mao Sampa issue and what happened and what is supposed to happen in Parliament. I know a lot of people have a number of issues that they want to bring out, so I will allow you to call in even just now so that you bring out your issues. But what caught my attention today is that video which is going around, where Taukawana and that other man, I wrote the name of that. I wrote the name of that other man. Yes, Dixon Matambo, who is the permanent secretary for Home Affairs, where they are trying to convince JJ, to give a different statement. I don't know if you have heard that video clip. I don't know if you have heard that video clip. I didn't post it. For some reason, I didn't feel like posting. I felt bad, really. I felt bad. A person is in hospital, is ill, and here is Tabokawana and this Dixon Matambo, trying to convince JJ to give a different statement. I have been telling you that this JJ was tortured, and what he's telling you is the truth, and it is very clear in that video. How do you follow if these people, if Uyuna Nkane, Hamasaka and Levi Ngoma, they are innocent? How do they follow a person in hospital and start coercing him, start pressuring him to give another statement other than what he had given? Which is very, very bad. And I mean, honestly, even if this government is bad, how much more do we have to see before we call for President Hakainde Hichilema to resign? President Hakainde Hichilema, what is he saving? What purpose is he saving? What purpose is he saving? You can call in and tell me what is Hakainde Hichilema doing. What purpose is Hakainde Hichilema saving? Why can't we just why can't we ask him to resign? Because really, he has failed. There is nothing positive coming from Hakainde Hichilema apart from dictatorship, apart from abuse of power, apart from abuse of institutions. Look at this issue of Mulenga Kampamba. Mulenga Kampamba was appointed by Mao Sampa. Mao Sampa is using the powers that they gave him. The UPND gave Mao Sampa those powers. They gave Mao Sampa those powers. How they gave him those powers is by, allowing that illegal convention to happen and protecting Mao Sampa. And even when they went to court, they made sure that everything went in favor of Mao Sampa. And Mao Sampa appointed, for example, he appointed that Chavinga. He appointed Chavinga in the morning. Look at the bars. Chavinga was appointed. He was appointed the leader of opposition in the morning. He was appointed leader of opposition in the morning. By 14 hours, the speaker announced that we have received a letter that there is a new leader of opposition. By Mao Sampa, they didn't question it. This time around, Mao Sampa makes a similar appointment, revoking Yakwachabinga. Up to today, they have not announced. They decided to nullify the seats of those members of parliament, but they couldn't announce the leader of opposition. I don't know if you follow what I'm trying to say here. Mao Sampa, with the powers that he got through that bogus convention, wrote a letter to the speaker, and the speaker received the letter in the morning. At 14 hours, she announced the leader of opposition. In this case, Mao Sampa gave a letter on Thursday, but up to today, Mulenga Kampamba has not been recognized. Clearly, you can see, and I've been telling you, because me, I know what has been happening in the background. Hakainde Hichilema has refused, has been putting pressure on the speaker that they don't announce, and they go ahead and announce those nullifications. It is all Hakainde Hichilema. You can't tell me whatever. No. It is Hakainde Hichilema. Me, I'm telling you, it's Hakainde Hichilema that pushes these agendas. Which is really, really sad for our country. And there are so many other things, other bad things that has been happening. I said it, that people will start disappearing. We saw it with JJ. Our police now are abducting people. Abducting people. After work for, that's when you are coming to be seen. We can't go on like this. How much more can we take, Zambians? How much more can we take? Because what is happening in Zambia, you can't even compare it with what is happening in Kenya. You can't. You can't. You can't compare the way Ruto is ruling Kenya. You can't compare it to Hakainde Hichilema. Hakainde Hichilema is brutal. Hakainde Hichilema is really way out of line. Way out of line. And I agree with President Edgar Chagwalungu. Edgar Chagwalungu today had a press briefing, and he emphasized on the issue of separation of powers. There is no separation of powers. Our government now, it's Hakainde Hichilema. That is our government. Everything is going into Hakainde Hichilema. Hakainde Hichilema is the judiciary. Hakainde Hichilema is the legislature. Hakainde Hichilema is the executive. Hakainde Hichilema is ECZ. Everything is Hakainde Hichilema. Hakainde Hichilema is the #1 businessman. Everything is going to Hakainde Hichilema. Takwa vichano kubarani ngefyo. You can't compare Ruto. You can't compare Ruto to Hakainde Hichilema. Ruto is far much better. But for us, I mean, we are seemingly accepting some of these things. How can we accept some of these things? How are we going to deal with this issue of members of parliament by elections? How are we going to deal with it? And ECZ has even announced to say, yes, we have received the letter of notification that we need by elections. ECZ has already announced. By next week, you'll be hearing ECZ announcing a date of by elections in these constituencies. You will see next week. You hear ECZ announcing the date of by elections. How much more are we going to take, honestly? How much more are we going to take? Later on, you will hear by elections in Petauke because JJ is in prison. And the 8th is coming. 8th is when now? 8th is next week. Prepare yourself for next week. Prepare yourself for 8th. 8th ikawan pashan. 8th ikawan pashan. Oh, they don't pass 6 ka? They don't pass 6, but 6 Saturday. Yeah, Saturday. Tomorrow is 7th. Monday. Pa Monday. Yeah, Monday. Monday, we will hear what Concord has to say. But Monday, we will hear what Concord has to say. You will hear Concord coming up with a funny ruling to say, no, let this case continue. When they are supposed to just to say, no, this case cannot continue. We have dealt with this case summarily before. But you will see they will continue. If they are not coming to continue, they will put up a adjournment. They will put up adjournment, but next, to buy time, they will just put up an adjournment to buy time. I haven't contacted my intelligence to find out about that, but most likely what is going to happen is that they are going to rule to buy. They are not going to rule to buy time, but eventually, Hakainde Hichilema has told them Edgar Lungu should not stand. But why should Hakainde Hichilema be the one to choose who he should compete with? What kind of political competition is that, where somebody has to choose who he has to compete with? He doesn't want Hakainde Edgar Lungu to contest. He wants to buy him. It's happening on the 8th, on Monday. On Monday. Pay attention what will happen on Monday. Pay attention what will happen on Monday. Anyway, you are free to call in. I saw that some people were already calling, but I didn't pick. I just wanted to make this point. But really, the JJ's story, it's very sad. It's very sad. I want to talk about you can hear JJ that is not okay, but they are there busy pushing him to give a different statement. Those people, you can call in. Unfortunately, I can't give the number. If I give the number now, TikTok will penalize me. TikTok does not allow giving numbers. I don't know how to do it. It doesn't allow giving numbers. So I'm also live on TikTok. Otherwise, nalabwe kiramukulala nachilala. Yeah. Hello?
President Tayali, mwabombe.
Yeah, mwabombe.
Yeah, mkwa. Kwena nachibipasana okusango kwebati kuletekwa nomba nefipondo ku State House. Kwebati tupyachingirira abantu. Lero efyamigire ukulayikata abantu. Kalaka audio kala ngumfuire kala nakandetera okulanda sana. Muntu ali mu hospital ale kutumana okutuluma naye ofire mfuika fyati taili bwino. Lero fire mutuchunganya fyo kweba fyati mpaka fimuchiteko convince. Lero balanda ti finfyonse fikesa pabweru na visa pabweru na fimoneka na beshibikwa na bonsa aba involved. Kabiri chakutotera chimbi press briefing bachiteka bakateka yachiwa bwino sana. Ilia FLF kwa president Tayali muleba ko selection nshita bale tuleta kwa press briefing tule umfwa filafina kwebe ko tulendero kweba tulichapa mo lero fifipondo batayali filafine mulanda ineshile kwa mukala ndifuta tukabe kuberera ififipondo filefwa kwa fikese kandwa mpaka last na uli awo ino abakuntanshi ubatuma ule suminishe fuwere ule twala mchalo chesu na ena alefwa kwa kesa kandwa 2026 bale ya chala basungirira ni netrela ndati power into bakweteire bachinchintira paino shitabati baleya bakesa kandwa bonza bena echeche tetu bale tuteka so mchalo chesu turechula no buchushi wamikalire fintra fidulo mutengo bambe no kula chita abduct abantu sure awe bale mwenako natotera president
mkai.
Hello, Tayali mulishani.
Bwina femkai.
I'll just concur with the previous caller, but my statement is this. I think ECO will Lachilanda, why is this person doing all this? because he looks at all what he promised and he has failed. Now he has to create confusion, and he knows there's only one strong political party, opposition. He wants to destroy that. Then secondly, Zambians. But I remember you, Chilufya Tayali, you are the first person to say, oh, this what is happening with JJ has got the blessing of State House. And today it is now in the open.
Exactly.
But let's not forget, I don't think the State House fags were just doing this without someone instructing them to do it.
No, they can't.
So this is the main culprit.
Of course.
And let's not even like start dancing and to the tune. We know who is behind it. And then this person has got the audacity to even say this thug. But when he knows that he's the one who is even the bigger thug, Zambians, time to wake up. We've seen it now, what is happening. This is not time to say no. And I feel sorry for the press singers. I don't know what they can even continue praising. But anyway, Chilufya, continue bringing things on the program, on people should know. And like the previous caller said, we thank his CEO and his team for holding that press briefing. That was a good one. Thank you.
Yeah, indeed, it was very good. And surely, I also say that let President Edgar Chagwa keep coming out the way I did. And I like the way they just did everything. You know, he came out as a statesman. You know, he came out very reasonable. I think he showed leadership. He showed leadership. You could see the difference between Hakainde Hichilema and Edgar Lungu. Edgar Lungu really looked like he is the president from the way he spoke. I mean, at one moment I felt like Edgar Lungu is still in State House and Hakainde Hichilema is in opposition. So indeed, it was good. That press conference was very good. Was very good. Yeah, you can call on the usual number. You can call on the usual number and give your thoughts. Alelo ninaka, I think ninaka san. Na chenda na chila shinguluka. I was everywhere. I only came so late, so I'm kind of dragging. I think you can call in. Otherwise, I don't. I'm really dragging. I really moved a lot, so I think I'll just go and sleep for tonight. I didn't want to disappoint you. I didn't want to say no, I'm not doing it and whatever. At least I've featured. And some of you, if I don't come at 20 hours, you get worried. So, hello? Hello?
Hello.
Yes.
Good evening, Mr. President.
Good evening.
Yeah, it is very weird. The Zambian people are now suffering because of the incompetence of the European government and President Hakainde Hichilema. We are not blind to the fact that Hakainde Hichilema is behind everything that is happening in PF. It would be foolishness for him to actually issue a statement distancing himself from what is currently happening. Let's talk about you. You as transplant, how many times were you arrested in this country? How many times have been people arrested for speaking against the European government and the current happenings? Time is coming. Posterity will judge these people. This is wickedness of the highest order. What is happening in Kenya is worse than what is happening in Zambia. But we, the people of Zambia, we may not react now. There is a time that is coming when we are going to react.
Exactly.
And every culprit under this current regime, we will pay heavily for what they are doing to the people of Zambia. This is an assault against democracy. it is in the history of, we have made a history as a nation where you suspend 9 members of parliament. 9. Let this go. Everyone that is supporting this, not doing that, but time is coming when the people shall speak. We may be fools now, but the time is coming, and we are watching. And God, who does not lie, is watching over this nation. The spirit of Kaunda, our first Republican president, warned us about this man that we have put in State House today. He said, this man would divide this country. What are we going through today about Tayali? Who is talking about the issue of judge? What has happened? You told us, you owned us, you spoke to us to say this government is behind what is happening to Judge Banda. Everyone was fighting and all the press singers came loose against you. But what has happened today? You have been vindicated. That audio is clear. Hamas is that Ngoma idiot. They are behind all these things. But Mr. President, there is a time that is coming when we, the people of Zambia, shall speak. Thank you so much.
Thank you, my brother. You see, when I talk, sometimes people think, no, he's Tayali, whatever. He's a joker. But everything that I've been talking about, they come to pass. They come to pass. And it is because I don't just speak from nowhere. I get reliable information and I speak from that. I don't just speak anyhow. Like what I'm telling you about the judges. It is true. It is true. Not Nokowa Chanchan, it is true. They are putting the judges under pressure. They are putting the judges under pressure, especially those judges that they know that these might not rule in favor of them. They are putting them under pressure. They are putting them under pressure. They don't want Edgar Lungu to be on the ballot. But honestly, why shouldn't Edgar Lungu be on the ballot? Why? Hello?
Hello, my brother, Mr. Tayali. How are you?
Fine, thank you.
Okay. Yeah, for sure, these people, they don't know what to do. Even Nachileseka Parliament, how can you take police officers, full of police officers, Mama Motokari? That nation. They know to say that they always do the wrong thing.
Yes, and they just want to use the police to protect them.
Exactly. You see? So even the by-election, Edgar Lungu was very, very clear. I followed that, my brother, from the way it go until finishing. Edgar Lungu said it. These things that they created, that is illegal. It's illegal. So even these people who are talking right now to say that, no, what is happening? They are right. This is illegal. This thing, we are not going to accept it. We are not going to accept it. Twanaka, these guys, they've been pushing us for a long time now. Not Twanaka. We need to act. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Somebody is asking why were they Agnes is asking why were the MPs expelled? Kindly explain. Why were the MPs expelled? Kindly explain. I mean, I did explain this in yesterday's presentation. So if you watch yesterday's presentation, you will find the genesis, how everything unfolded. But briefly, I would say this happened under Mao Sampa. When Mao Sampa was given those powers, essentially what they wanted is to expel the members of parliament so that they can bring in other members of parliament. What UPND wants is to hold the majority so that they can change the constitution. So basically, it was Mingaratwa. It was Mingaratwa. That's all. Engineered by the UPND. But after Mao Sampa listened to the voice of reason to a number of people that were talking to him, including church leaders, that's when he rescinded. He came out of this, wrong path of destroying PF and allowed, consultation with other people, and that's how they reversed it. But like I'm saying today, my brain is not really up to so much talk. Yeah, I think I'll leave it there for tonight. Tukalanda Komailo, let me sleep, let me have enough rest so that tomorrow I'm fully charged and we can engage. For tonight, thanks very much for following. I will definitely be around tomorrow, and I'll be more energetic. I don't think tomorrow I'm doing much. Tomorrow I'm just, I'll just be around here. So I think I'll be less tired. Thank you very much. May God bless you. May God bless Zambia.